So today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to start off here in my driveway working on the 33.4. All I need to do is extend a couple sensor wires for my DEFI gauges, and that's just for the sensors for oil pressure and oil temp that go to the oil thermostat block that we relocated and everything just recently. And then for the rest of the day, we're actually going to be going to an American airbase, Yokohama Air Base, and we're going there to work on Phil's JZX100 chaser. He's got like a whole bunch of new coilovers, new diff, and a whole bunch of seals and things to replace on the car, because he needs to get that thing drift ready for next week for an Aoba-Ku event, and he's never drifted before or anything, so he wants to learn, and the best time to do that is right now. And obviously the best teacher that I can recommend is Oka-chan. So anyways, let's get straight into it. I need to fix these sensor wires and extend them, make sure they work, and then we'll head out to the Yokohama Air Base. So these are the two sensor wires that I need to extend today, and these just need to be able to go all the way down in here to where the thermostat block is for the oil temp and oil pressure sensors. I'm not going to just cut these, extend them, and then put new plugs on them. I'm going to cut pretty much like in here and then put wires in between, solder it, heat shield it and everything. Do it all properly, put some conduit on it, run it all down nice and neatly down there, test that the gauges work, and then we're good to go. I am going to have to take the front bar off again so I can get in there easily. Got my soldering iron station, everything out here ready to go. So let's jump into it. Okay, so all the wiring's done. It's all nice and neatly done here. I heat shrinked everything, soldered everything up, and it comes along this nice little conduit here, which then comes up back into the center wires back there. A quick little disclaimer is you should not be soldering any sensors for the ECU. For gauges and things like that, it's totally fine. The reason for that is sometimes when you solder things, depending on how good the connection is, you can create some resistance there, which can play around with the results and the feedback that that sensor is giving to your ECU. So you should always use crimps when doing sensors for ECU stuff, but for gauges, it's fine. And especially with the oil temp there, and then the oil pressure here on the bottom. Everything's all wired in there nice and neat now, so I'm really happy with that. Gonna put the front bar on, and then we're gonna head, probably, I'm gonna check how we're doing for timing, but what I'm thinking of doing is the new wheels that we got from Oka-chan, these gold ones first. I'm gonna put some tires on them because I've got a whole new pair still sitting here that needs to go on, these ones. So I'll throw those on there as on my way to Yokohama Air Base, but it depends on how I'm going for time. So anyways, I'm gonna pack everything up, and then we're gonna head either to put tires on or go to the air base. Either one, we're still gonna end up at the air base. So let's go. So we're on base now. We just got out of Taco Bell. My stomach already hates me 15 minutes later. But it's so weird because it's like, we've come from Japan where space is used like and everything's full, to all of a sudden all this space everywhere. And it's literally like I've just teleported to America, except all the American citizens are in military uniforms. So kind of cool, never been on base before. All right, so me and Phil made it to the hobby shop. This is what it's called here on base. And it's pretty much, it reminds me of what I see in movies and TV shows when schools have like a mechanic shop where they teach everyone how to work on cars. It's kind of really cool. All the tools and everything you need to work on your cars are here. There's a couple guys back there working on what look like their drift cars and whatnot. So kind of cool. But Phil and me, we started on the brake lines. He's finishing the brake lines. I'm starting to undo the notorious Toyota Allen key bolts in the axle. Every time I work on these cars, I'm reminded why I own a Nissan. Anyways, I'll throw you guys on the time lapse while we work on this, and then we'll pick it up from there. So progress, we got the diff out. That's the old one there, the open loosey goose one. Watch this, I'll hold it with my foot and I can spin her. So yeah, Placing that with a proper Toyota TRD two-way LSD, 4.3 as well, so that'll be good for this heavy boat of a thing for drifting, which will be great. But for now, we've got to try and get things like kind of all done in 30 minutes so we can start packing up by 7, so we're going to start smashing this out. But so far, I've been having fun working on the Toyota. Everything is not what I know. Anyways, back to the time lapse. Okay, so we're all done now. We're gonna go take it out for a test drive, make sure the diff's all good. Big thank you obviously to the guys at the shop because we're running very late. We're supposed to we started cleaning at 7 and they need to close the gates at 8 p.m. So we were really supposed to be out of here like 30 minutes ago. But we're gonna take it for a test drive, see how it feels. Pretty excited to see what the TRD two-way feels like. Anyways, I'm gonna put my wheels and tires in the back seat and then, cause my car's off base, it wasn't worth signing that in. Anyways, let's get to it. All right, so we're out on the main road, taking the car for a test drive. Everything seems good. We're a little bit curious about the speedo sensor though. We were looking on the GPS app on my phone and it seems like it's about 10 kilometers out, but we're not sure if that was after we put the diff in or if that was when this car used to be an automatic, because that's still an auto cluster, and if during that whole conversion they did something weird, because I do know that the JZX100 is supposed to go off an ABS sensor, not off like a gearbox sensor or something, but I could be wrong, I don't know. Definitely feels faster on acceleration. It definitely feels faster off the line to me, especially in the rev range, because you've gone from what, a 3.9 to a 4.3? 3.7. 3.7, that's a pretty big difference. Does it feel quicker to you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, it doesn't because the speedometer is the same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So,
but it's definitely both wheels, because did you feel it? Like,
yeah, it kind of started crabbing a little bit there off the line.
I was trying to just get it barely rolling and then
yeah. We didn't want to, obviously we're not going to crack a fat skid in the middle of public roads, but we just wanted to chirp it a little and see if it was going to spin both, which it did, so that was good. But yeah, I'd say successful at the moment. He's definitely, he's got the new coilovers to put in still. What else you got to do?
Suspension arms.
Suspension arms.
Coilovers.
Coilovers, yep.
Front wheel bearings.
Front wheel bearings, rotors, disc pads.
And then the big surprise is there's a Haltech coming too.
Oh yeah, getting a new Haltech, that'll be fun. So hopefully the lighting in this car is okay for you to see our faces. But I did want to say a quick thank you to Phil today, being able to work again on his car. Well, not work again, but being able to show his car again on the channel. What's actually really awesome is Phil just started his own YouTube channel, so I'll put the link to that down in the description. Go give him some love, especially if you want to follow the journey that this JZX100, this chase, is going on. He's going to be doing a whole bunch of maintenance videos, and he's already thrown up like what, 3 or 4 videos now?
5 total, yeah.
Yeah, 5 total, and he's just been fixing like little things about the car that the previous owner did when he did the swap to the manual conversion and all that type of stuff. So it's really cool, especially if you're interested into chases and stuff. So once again, his link's down in the description. Go give him some love, give him a sub. I'm sure he'll really appreciate that.
Sure would. You guys have a good night.
All right, so I'm currently on the highway heading home, trying to get home in time so that I can still sit down and have dinner with the wifey. But what I did want to say was both of my oil temp and oil pressure gauges right here are working really well. So the wiring that I did this morning to extend those wires and whatnot, it paid off. It's doing its job, so that's really good. And anyways, I'm gonna focus on driving, and once we get home, we'll pick up the vlog from there. So today was awesome. Obviously, you know, finally finishing up those sensors and getting the gauges working again, which is super important so I can monitor oil pressure and temp while I'm driving at the track in the next few weeks. We've got some really important events coming up, especially Drift Mid-Series, which is gonna be great. And then just obviously helping out Phil, getting his car kind of up to the level where he needs it to be to start learning how to drive and have some fun. I'm just really excited about his progress and being able to then start taking him to Aoba-Ku probably next year. And he can start learning to slide and just seeing his progress. I think there's just something so awesome about encouraging someone, helping them get to somewhere to accomplish their dreams. And I know for a fact that Phil's really excited about, you know, starting to drive and drift here in Japan. That's like one of the big factors and reasons why he moved here and got assigned here in Japan as well. So yeah, I'm just pumped to see his progress and see him, you know, learn and get better, and then we can tandem and do some cool stuff like that. And I'm sure you guys will love that as well, having more people on the channel, especially more of a variety of cars. It was so odd for me working on a Toyota for once, and at the same time I was like, I think I said to Phil like at least 50 times while we were working on it, and that's why I own a Nissan, because everything was just so backwards to a Nissan. Like it was actually really bizarre how like all these little things that you take for granted, and then when you start working on a Toyota, you're like, wow, it's actually really different, but same, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm ranting on, so thanks heaps for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. I think that's everything. Yeah, じゃあまたね。